Oh, let's go play some fucking Doom 64 then. Fucking.
Yeah, boy.
I should admit.
That was like the first attempt at 3D Doom. Doom 64 is what the Doom of 2016 looked like.
Oh, what I'm actually playing right now is the Brutal Doom version of Doom 64. What it essentially is a mod of Doom 2, and it essentially works as a total conversion. It's actually really well made for a mod that's essentially still in its infancy.
Has it been in development for a while?
Doom 64, I guess, for a while. I don't think it's... No, has it been a year? I'm not sure, but Sergeant Mark IV made it, and he's still currently working on the original Brutal Doom mod. It's funny because he's been promising updates for like fucking months. He's like, oh, it's gonna come out soon. Come out soon. But he says this every single time he posts a development video.
It's coming out soon.
I would hope. But I kind of don't believe that right now, honestly. Yeah. One odd addition though is that he added in I guess it's just to fill out space because Doom 2 has like 32 maps, so in other words 32 levels. And I guess Doom doesn't have as much. Doom 64, that is. Fuck's sake. Make sure your guns are reloaded before you fucking thingy. See, that's another thing with his fucking brutal mods. He's added in reloading and shit to the game. Oh. I'm not the best Doom player, so if anybody even watches this, they'll probably notice that I'm gonna end up missing a shit ton of fucking secrets. And the fact that I'm not sprinting everywhere. Fuck. Well, I am sprinting everywhere, but I mean, like, I'm not constantly moving. Because I usually stand still when I'm in combat.
Like you playing Resident Evil.
Well, not quite to that extent. I still move around a bit to dodge projectiles and stuff, but... like, the typical Doom player is always constantly moving forward, and they will usually miss enemies if they're not going for 100% runs. I like getting 100%, but it's like I'm not that bothered. Right now I'm playing the tactical mode, so there's also a stamina system, which is odd. Not really necessary, but it's like whatever, I guess. Have you played Doom 64 at all?
Me?
Yeah.
Not really. I've seen a little bit of it.
What do you think of Doom 64?
Do you mean... I'm not sure if we're thinking the same thing. Doom 64 is an official game, right?
Yeah, it's an official game. It was released on the Nintendo 64.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I've watched you play it.
Not Doom 64. You've watched me play Doom 2 before. Vanilla Doom 2 with Brutal Doom. But other than that, I don't think you've seen me play Doom 64. Oh. That is the most useless fucking secret. Oh, I guess it gives you a bit of a shortcut, but whatever. Doom 64 is a very atmospheric game. I can tell you that now. Like, back in the day, I was playing like Doom 1 and 2, even though I was like fucking 5, 6 years old. And it just didn't feel scary to me. But like, if I played Doom 64 when I was a child, I would have fucking shit my pants, honestly. It's a very dark game.
What makes it worse than the others?
What do you mean worse? As in,
Well,
scarier?
scary. Yeah.
Well, it's like I said before, it's a lot more atmospheric.
So, well, the others are more just like.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, Joe, I was just considering. The others are more comedic, aren't they?
Well, it's not that. No, it's just that there's like a ton of action going on in the first two games. It's a lot more akin to Doom 4 than Doom. Like, if you know what I mean, like Doom 4, it's got like the whole like gore and action and fucking all that shit going on. The same can be said for Doom 2 as well, and Doom 1. Except, you know, back then, you know, compare it to now, we wouldn't really consider Doom 1 and 2 very gory at all.
People were scared of Doom when it came out because there was never something as.
Well,
It was the first thing to really do all the.
back then, it was considered incredibly realistic, and it was scary to a lot of people for several reasons, like you know, the whole, do video games cause violence? Do they teach people to kill? And you know, the fucking Columbine shootings didn't exactly help that argument. But it was also scary because, you know, there were demons and they were out to get you and all that jazz. But like, to me, that just wouldn't have been scary at all. It's like, even in my child brain, it was like, oh, this is just pixels on a screen.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look very 3D to me either. Like, the environments looked 3D, which they are technically not. They're more like 2.5D. But yeah, like, it's just, it wasn't fooling me, even back when I was like 5 or 6. Which at that point, Doom 1 would have been like 8, 7 years old. Interestingly enough, I was playing on the PlayStation, so it was slightly different. Okay, now I've got to watch myself for an ambush. Right. See, I knew it was coming that time. I'm also not playing this on easy, so I'm actually kind of watching out what I'm doing. Right. Games like this are very hard for me. Tell you what though, I'm not fucking Polygon or Kotaku. I can actually fucking play this to some extent. Oh, that's right, I need to go this way. Another reason that Doom 64 would have been really scary would have been because of the fact that the sprites, even though they're obviously 2D, they don't look like a typical pixelated, you know, like pixel art sprite kind of thing.
In what sense?
They look like digitized images. So I would have definitely found that scary. Right. I'm actually supposed to go down here. Gotta really watch it here. You know, I should have fucking put a shortcut on Steam so you could watch me stream this, I suppose. You sound like you're in fucking pain.
I'm in a hard game.
Sound like it's in pain. Sound like you're about to jack off.
I mean, the two sides of the same coin, I guess. Right. Took quite a bit of fucking damage. So these pillars just fucking moving down, and if you get trapped into one of them, they can deal massive amounts of damage. Oh. I would have loved to have played this game back in the 90s. I would have shit myself, but I would have loved to have played it.
Well, there's nothing else.
Fuck's sake. I'm really bad at aiming. What was that?
Well, it'd been a unique experience, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess. But it's not something well, back when this came out, I would have been like 2 years old, so it's not like I could have played it. I wonder how this actually looks, or if this is just a new edition. There's like cylinders that just kind of destroy the ground beneath it after you press a switch. I don't know if that's just an addition Sergeant Mark IV made, or if that was actually in the original, because I've never played the original. Because, you know, I never owned an N64.
You don't really do Nintendo consoles.
No. I definitely wouldn't have been a fan of Nintendo consoles back in the 90s. They just didn't really do any games that I would have liked back then.
Well, GameCube was the first game to... Oh, sorry, nice.
I mean, I might have played games like Final Fantasy 1, 4 and 6 because they came out in the West, or Mystic Quest. But 3 out of 4 of those are American exclusives, and they wouldn't have been enough for me to justify the purchase of an entire new console to my dad or my mother. Let's switch here. See, I've always been a PlayStation person.
In terms of console.
Yeah. Back in the... was it 6th? You know, the previous generation, I would have been a 360 person, which I was. But that was mostly because all my friends at the time had 360s, and I was like, well, if you want to play games with them, you got to get their console.
That's what console is, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I had fun with the 360, though in the end I wish I didn't actually get one. What's this area? Ah, it's this. Because I would have preferred the PS3 in the end. You know, games like Ratchet and Clank, Final Fantasy, you know, pretty much has its home on PlayStation consoles. See, what else was on the PS4 I would like? Oh, there's the fact that the online was actually free.
On PS3?
Yeah.
Ugh, why did they remove that?
Yeah, that was the most That was like the most confusing thing for me back when the PS4 was announced.
That was an appeal to a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, at least... well, apart from that, PS4 sounded pretty good. Like, you were able to actually play used games on your console, for one. And, you know, you didn't have to be always online to even play the damn fucking thing.
I think Microsoft made the PS4 sound better. Microsoft marketed for the PS4.
Yeah, essentially. Because they were making all the wrong fucking decisions in their marketing. It's a good thing they fucking backpedaled and everything.
It's too late though. They legit just failed this console generation solely off that.
Well, they're surviving at least, which is all they can really hope for. The only reason...
Xbox is just about...
Yeah. In Eastern countries, it's fucking dead.
Oh, completely. They can't sell in Japan, so...
Like, I think they only sold, like, a few 100,000 units in the East. I heard something. Whatever. Get this ammo. Because I killed all the spooks. One enemy that would have fucking frightened the shit out of me is these half-invisible enemies. Like, whenever they move, they have this ghosting effect that's behind them. And, like, because they're, like, half fucking invisible, would have been pretty hard to spot them until they're right up in front of you. Right. God, Brutal Doom though, fuck me, I'm such a gorehound, so it's pretty much a fucking wet dream for me. It's gonna be the last level that I do before I stop recording. Cause I'm almost hitting the 20-minute mark. I've got a fair amount. I've actually got in quite a bit. Wow, I actually managed to get that fucking yellow keycard on the first try. I've played this level a few times before and I just couldn't fucking get it. Whoops. Right, my aiming is bad enough already, and these fast-moving fucking whatever they're called really fucking up my aim even further. Right. Oh, fuck. Right. Pretty sure I'm near the end now. Jesus Christ. Oh. I thought one of the fucking Kaka demons spawned, so I got out the chain gun, but that was a waste. Did you think Doom 1 and 2 were 3D, by the way?
Of Doom?
Yeah, Doom 1 and 2.
No, I know they're I've seen Doom 2, of course.
Yeah, but like, it was like marketed as like the first like 3D FPS. And a lot of people still believe that. When in fact that isn't actually... Oh, fuck. When that in fact isn't actually true. Basically it's like a... I don't know, like a 2D plane that they what's it I forget the particular terminology and stuff behind it, but essentially it's a 2.5D engine. I need the red keycard. How do I get the red keycard? I must have missed something. Oh. I walked right past it. Okay, that was a really fucking dumb move. Door came right down on one of them and just fucking gibbed them. Tell you what, Doom has some very satisfying gib sounds. That was a secret I discovered on accident. Well, that's main engineering finished. I only got 61% of the kills though. I missed quite a lot.
Did you rush through? You speedrun that?
Ah, no.